Welcome back to the adventure, everyone. I'm Zach Pieper, the lead adventurer, and today we got a doozy. Some of you may be aware of the shenanigans going on with the Boise Pride event and Zion Bank. If you don't, strap in. We got a spicy one. So, Boise Pride was organizing, and one of their scheduled events was a children's drag show. Now, for obvious reasons, Zion Bank looked at the lineup of events and said, yeah, nah. And they issued this statement. Over the years, Zion's Bank has supported a variety of Pride events because they are an important part of our support for our LGBTQ employees and allies, and are representative of our efforts to foster an inclusive, diverse, and equitable workplace and community. This support for all of our employees and communities remains unchanged. However, when we committed to our sponsorship of this year's Boise Pride event, we were unaware of the event's activities involving children/minors. Since learning of these specific activities, we have made the decision to withdraw our participation in this year's Boise Pride event and have communicated this to the event organizers. Cheers, boys. You did the right thing. Here's a cookie. Joking aside, I really do want to say thank you to Zion's Bank. I disagree with supporting Pride events because, in my personal opinion, Pride events are nothing but a public celebration of degeneracy. I'm fine with gay people, existing and doing their thing, but I don't think we need a public parade where people are dressing up half or not dressing up. They're naked, walking down city streets. I don't think that's good for society. So, Zion's Bank issued this statement, and the left is collectively losing its shit. They are comparing child drag events to child pageants, which, while it's not a one-to-one comparison, it's a fair point, but hey, guess what, lefties? I've been saying for years that child pageants shouldn't be a thing. Shouldn't be a thing. Especially not the swimsuit section of child pageants, where you have 5-year-olds in bikinis. No, it's always been fucking gross. It's always been sexualization of children. Just because you guys are now doing it doesn't mean it's okay either. Ban child drag, ban child pageants. So, you can go through this thread yourself over on Twitter, and I highly recommend you do, just because it illustrates the insanity of the left. But there are some high points and there are some low points. The main thing to take away from this entire thread, because I did spend a good minute reading through this, is that people are getting fed up. People are getting fed up. And I cannot stress enough how age inappropriate this is. Look at some of these pictures from Pride events with kids. Let me scroll up here. This is a 9-year-old boy dressed like a stripper or a prostitute dancing for money from adult homosexual men, with a crowd of people looking, filming, etc., etc. A toddler in a stroller being one of them. Do not tell me this is okay. Do not tell me this is anything other than overt grooming and sexualization of children, because you would be lying. If a woman just grabbed someone's kid dressed like this in any other setting, they would be potentially arrested. But it's okay at Pride. It's okay for kids to see this. Men dressed in leather, walking on all fours, in chains, with dog masks. This is good for kids. This is good for kids. You think this is healthy and normal for children to see. You think this is good for kids. This right here. How about this? Or this? That is a cartoon caricature of femininity. This is one of the most misogynist things in our culture, in my opinion. Drag is a parody of woman, and it always has been. And this is what you people are holding up. You people being people on the left who support this shit. I cannot stress enough how creepy and fucked up this shit is to me. You have children at these events, at these drag shows, stuffing dollar bills into men's thongs while they twerk. And you're going to tell me that this is not grooming? I have a friend who's going to go unnamed, but I have a friend who told me that he does not see a problem with drag queen story hour. And I'm going to very calmly and succinctly explain why drag queen story hour is a huge fucking problem. Why it's evil. Drag queen story hour is the most sterile way these people could come up with to expose ultra young children to the concept of drag, to the concept of this hyper-sexualized, overtly degenerate thing. The children have been exposed. Now they're going to get curious and ask about it, as they do. In this culture that we're currently in, parents have no spines. The kids ask about it, the parents answer questions, and don't give them any moral context. The kids want to know more or emulate, because that's what kids do. The parents either take them to these events or outright allow their kids to do drag. The kid is participating in the drag event, stripping for adult homosexual men. Is that chain of logic so hard to follow? It's overt grooming. Drag has its history as being an overtly sexual thing. And there's nothing wrong, by the way, with a group of gay dudes getting together in any venue that is willing to host them, and it's just a group of adult male gays dressing up as women and doing gay shit. I don't care about that. It becomes evil when you involve the kids. It becomes evil when you demand the right to involve the kids under the lie of inclusion and normalizing this shit to kids. It's not good or healthy to normalize this shit to kids. If you want to know more about the history of drag, you can come over to this article right here. The evolution of the art of drag in 33 stunning historical images. A lot of these won't load for some reason, but it doesn't really matter if they do. The point that I care about is right here in text. Vaudeville performance, which is where drag came from, gained traction in the early 20th century in the United States, and it combined music, comedy, dance, and burlesque. Burlesque. Are you going to tell me that burlesque isn't overtly sexual? Drag is just burlesque for men wearing women's clothing. That's all it is. That's all it ever has been. It began as that. It has stayed that through its entire history, reading through this article, where it went through speakeasies and gay bars. It has always been a form of sexual expression for gay men. Oh, well, there's straight guys who do drag, yeah, and there's gay dudes who marry women. Your point? Outliers are not an argument. It is an overtly sexual thing, and kids should not be part of things that are overtly sexual. Drag queens have no business being around children in any form or capacity. It is not inclusive. It is not spreading tolerance or awareness. It's grooming children. Look at this meme right here. That meme speaks for itself. These people, when you call them out on their bullshit, they collectively lose their minds, because in their world, no one has ever told them no. No one has ever told them, no, you don't get to do this really fucked up thing, because we have gone so far into trying to protect a marginalized group that they have become beyond reproach. Yeah, homophobia still exists, but no other group of people has every multinational company in the West throw their colors up once a year. No other marginalized group gets to march naked through the city streets of every major Western city, consequence free. We've gone too far. We've gone well past acceptance and tolerance and live and let live, which is what I believe in. Accept, tolerate, live and let live. Fine. Good. All well and good. When you're fucking up traffic for a week to let gay dudes march down the street in lingerie, I have a problem. When you're telling me that gay men are better than straight men, I have a problem. And those articles exist, by the way. If you doubt me, Google it. Those articles exist. If you're telling me that it's okay to expose kids to this bullshit, we have a really, really big problem. I recommend you come over to Christopher Rufo's Twitter. He is updating us live on this situation, it seems like. We have another company, pulling out in opposition to the Boise event. And the Boise event actually canceled the child drag event. I'm going to read this statement from Boise Pride. While a vast majority of our sponsors and supporters have voiced their support for the Boise Pride Festival and the Drag Kids program, cool. You know a lot of groomers. Awesome. We have made the very difficult decision to postpone this performance due to increased safety concerns. Yeah, people are flipping their shit because you're overtly grooming kids in public. The health and well-being of the kids. Oh, you don't give a fuck about the health and well-being of the kids. Their parents and the attendees of the festival are a priority. No, they're not. The kids who are going to perform have the enthusiastic support of their community. I'm sure they do. Groomers. And support and consent of their parents. Yeah, because they're shitty parents. CPS exists for a reason. We support the kids 1,000 and their choice to be themselves, stand in their truth, and express themselves. They are brave, be in spotlight, and want to give them. Although this decision was extremely hard to make, it is our number one safe and positive environment. It is not safe or positive for a 9-year-old boy to dance provocatively in skimpy clothing for gay men. That is not a safe environment. That is overtly sexual activity with children. You know what they call that? Pedophilia. All of these youth are extremely hardworking, showcase, but also believe safe space. There's no safe space for child drag. It is inherently unsafe for the children. So we will be making it our top priority to bring these kids the safe and incredible show that they deserve. Okay, groomers. Good to know you're committed to pedophilia. This is what people on the right have been talking about with the slippery slope. This is what we have always said was going to happen. And we were called crazy. We were called the handkerchief clutching Christian right. We were called hateful. We were called bigots. We were called this phobe and that phobe. And here we are. Children stripping in the streets for men. All in the name of your woke God. Want to share something else. I'm on the wrong Twitter thread here. Look at this flag right here. This flag meme. This was made by, I assume, a lesbian or a gay man or groups thereof. Gays and lesbians don't appreciate inclusion to a cult that defames us, betrays us, and includes us in the medicalizing and mutilating of kids in the name of affirmation, fucking over lesbians, gay men, and bisexuals. Yeah, you want to talk about great gay erasure? You want to talk about gay panic? You want to talk about homophobia? What could possibly be more homophobic than, oh, that little boy likes dresses and is attracted to men. He must be a woman. What could be more homophobic than that? We are men and women that denounce trans dogma. And then it labels the sections of the flag. The black-brown section, hiding behind people of color. Absolutely true. The trans part of the flag, people who believe in sexist gender roles, which is 100% true. Trans people believe that by putting on a wig, makeup, and a dress, and speaking with a slight lilt to their voice, that they can be women. That is so incredibly sexist by definition. You want to talk, like, feminists, you want to talk about misogyny? And then I don't even know what this last part of the flag even stands for, but it just says straight white guys, which is absolutely true. Like, bro, there are so many people who in the in the LGBT community who are just straight up straight white guys who say they're queer so that they can get the brownie points and be part of the club. I've met those people. So don't tell me they don't exist. My point in this video, guys, is how bad this is getting, but there is hope. And all it takes is a little bit of pushing back. Now, on the last thing about this, Zion's Bank has pulled their funding for this event. Other sponsors have not. You should be boycotting those sponsors. Just stop giving them your money. Well, there's too many companies that support this insanity. I'm going to need stuff from one of them at some point. That's true. But you can avoid as many of them as possible by engaging with projects like this. Parallel Economy was put together by this man right here, Dan Bongino. Whatever. His name, right there on the screen. This is a project that allows you to avoid giving your money to people who hate you. Avoid giving your money to people who are literally actively working against your values. And that's not the only one. This is just one of the companies that's popped up to start facilitating this kind of thing. I can't stress enough. One more time, I want to say I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't have a problem with equal protection laws. I don't have a problem with gay people going out and getting jobs and working at the desk next to me. I don't have a problem with gay clubs existing. I don't have a problem with gay people being part of society. It becomes a problem when you begin involving the children in your degeneracy. Hey, remember that kid who got monkeypox and he lived with 2 adult gay men? And isn't it interesting that gaypox is primarily spread sexually between gay men? Probably nothing there. CPS doesn't need to be called. Never mind. Anyways, welcome to the adventure. This might be the only video today because I'm an author and I got writing and editing stuff to do. See you in the next one, guys. And in the meantime, welcome to the adventure.